Hey guys, and welcome to my 36-week pregnancy update for baby number 3. Let's start off with a belly shot first of all. Here is the 36-week baby bump with baby number 3. And let me just say, holy cow, 36 weeks. I literally can't believe it. I know I say that like every single video these days, but like, holy crap, 36 weeks. I'm so excited. So let's start off with some doctor updates and then we'll move on to other random symptoms. So I did have a maternal fetal medicine appointment in this past week, and I also met with the nutritionist because if you watch my last few updates, I have technically, officially been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, even though it's very, very late in a pregnancy to be diagnosed with that. So anyway, I had my fluids measured. They were 22 centimeters, which is technically pretty good, looking pretty good. Still a little bit high, but high for normal, so that's good. I was having tons of contractions on the NST monitors, and I'm glad they didn't send me down to labor and delivery like they did the week before, but it's just so frustrating when the same thing happened with my second son, Aaron. You go in and have a bunch of contractions on the NSTs, and then they send you down to labor and delivery and make a big crazy deal about it, even though you've told them for weeks and months that you've been having lots of contractions. That's just what your body does. All of a sudden they see it on the NSTs and they freak out. So they send you down to labor and delivery, and then eventually you get to go home. Thank goodness it was only a few hours this time, but with my son Aaron it was like 2 days. So and then the next appointment, the next week, you have the same kind of crazy contractions all the time, and they're like, oh, I guess that's just what your body does. It's like, well, guys, I know. So it's just a pain in the butt when it's like such a big deal last week, but this week they're like, oh, whatever, you know? So anyway, still having lots of contractions. So I'm going to the doctor all the freaking time. I have a million appointments. I have to see my regular OB once a week. I have to see the nutritionist at the MFM office twice a week. And then in one of those 2 appointments, I have an ultrasound, and then I have NSTs for both of those MFM appointments. So I have 3 appointments every week, and it's just getting very stressful because my mom is also babysitting my nephew Aiden once a week, and so I kind of have to work around her schedule to try not to, you know, throw all of the kids on her at once on one day, you know. My mother-in-law is going back to work this week, and so she's not available, you know. It's just getting a little bit stressful, you know, because if it wasn't COVID times, I could probably bring the boys to at least some of the appointments, but because of COVID, like the offices have restrictions on how many, you know, guests you can have. You can't bring kids at all to MFM, and you can only bring adults to like an ultrasound at my regular office. So like if it wasn't COVID year, you know, then we wouldn't have these issues. I would be able to bring the boys, but it's just kind of getting a little bit stressful right now trying to fit so many different appointments. And it's almost like it was easier when I was a working mom because I could just leave from work, go take care of what I needed to take care of, and not have to worry about dropping the boys off and getting them ready and all that stuff. So yeah, there's definitely struggles that come with being a working mom and a stay-at-home mom, but I'm starting to see it right now where it was almost easier when I was a working mom, at least as far as like appointments and stuff are concerned. So the gestational diabetes has been going okay. I think I'm finally figuring things out, and I think that the issue I was having with my meter were the strips that I got from the pharmacy. I feel like my numbers have been so much better since I got a new pack of strips. So that's annoying, but also better. I feel a lot better about my numbers these days. I feel like I'm starting to figure it out a little bit better, and they also have upped my insulin as well. I'm not just taking it at bedtime, they have me taking it in the morning as well, and they also have me taking a pill at bedtime. She really just made it sound like we don't have time for you to figure out how to eat well. We're just gonna throw all these drugs on you so that your numbers are okay for the couple of weeks before delivery, because she was making it sound like in like the 2 weeks before delivery, and especially the week before delivery, we need your numbers to be like perfect, because otherwise baby could be born with low blood sugar and have issues with their blood sugar. So if I can be perfect for a week before delivery, then hopefully we can avoid those kinds of problems with baby. So that's been that situation. Like I said, I'm starting to figure it out. It's not as stressful, it's not as annoying as it was before, and plus we're getting closer and closer every week, right? So I can handle this for a couple more weeks. I feel like I'm starting to get a hang of it, so that's good. Okay, so that's pretty much it for MFM, but as far as my regular doctor is concerned, I just saw her this morning, and she did check my cervix, and I am 1 centimeter dilated, 50% effaced. She said my cervix is super duper low, baby is very, very low, and if I start having like a bunch of contractions that are concerning me, I need to go to the hospital immediately because my labor could go really quickly this time. You know, we're not really trying to go through labor this time, but she just said things could progress really quickly if I start feeling like I'm gonna go into labor, which is kind of a hard concept anyway, because like I said, I have tons of contractions, especially the last like week or so. Like maybe once or twice a day I'll have a for real contraction, and I'm like, okay, you need to calm down here. And so it's gonna be kind of hard to determine between, like, you know, are these just my regular stupid contractions that I have all the time, or are these like legit gonna have a baby contractions? So that's something that I'm gonna have to figure out, I guess. Now, I have been taking Procardia more, which is a drug she has prescribed me for when I have lots of contractions. It's supposed to stop the contractions, and I feel like it's been working a little bit better lately, and I have been taking it a lot more lately. And she said, I did ask her when I should stop taking that. In my last pregnancy, they said at 37 weeks, and she said the same thing this time. So at 36 and 6 days, that's the last day that I can have my Procardia. If I start having contractions on 37 days or any day after that, I just gotta let it happen and see what happens and not try to take a pill to make them go away. So that's gonna be fun. I think that's about it as far as the doctor updates are concerned, but now let's talk a little bit about like other random symptoms and things happening in my little world. Holy crap, the round ligament pain this week has been intense. Sometimes it's so intense that it's hard to even like stand up straight once I've been like sitting down or laying down or something, to even like stretch out my back, my body to be like straight upright. Like the round ligament pain is intense. It feels like it's stretching so much, so many muscles and ligaments and everything, and there just feels like, whew, really stretched out at this point. I have been waking up to some contractions overnight. I don't know if they're necessarily waking me, or if it's just part of my regular, you know, wake up to pee thing, and I happen to have a contraction while I'm waking up to pee. But yeah, so that's been kind of interesting. I don't know if I've experienced that with either of my boys' pregnancies, but yeah, I've definitely, there's been many nights, at least this past week or two, where I've woken up and there's like a real big contraction going on when I'm waking up in the middle of the night. I have been more active lately. I feel more motivated to do things lately, like not necessarily like clean, like for real clean the house, but just to like keep up on the dishes and keep up on the sweeping, you know, like little things like that, like to actually feel motivated to want to keep the house looking halfway decent is a big deal, because I have been a super lazy hobo so much of this pregnancy. Oh, I kind of feel like my husband has started a little bit of the nesting bug. Just last weekend, he was like randomly like, we need to go through the junk drawer. We need to organize like all this crap that I keep by my computer and stuff. And like, he's like, we just need to figure out, you know, what can we throw away and what can we keep? And which is like, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe that's his way of starting to nest a little bit. He's trying to get things cleaned up, even if they're not, you know, related to baby at all. It's just his way of starting to want to tidy and get things ready. And I even asked him over the weekend if he wanted to like get out the bassinet or the swing and stuff, and he's like, no, we'll just wait until baby gets here, which I think is a good idea, because I feel like we got those things out kind of early with the boys, and kids just want to play on them. You know, if we put the swing out right now, Aaron and Calvin would just try to swing on it all the time, and that would be annoying. Trying to keep them off of it. We've already had many conversations about, you know, there are some things that are just the baby's things that you guys are not allowed to play with, and just like baby, you won't be able to play with some of your things, and that's gonna be fun, because we've had the little like bouncer out a few days when my nephew Aiden comes over, and the boys want to sit in this bouncer and play in this bouncer all the time, and it's like, okay, this is a baby thing, it's not for you guys. I think I'm getting the Linnea nigra, which I never got with either of the boys, and that's super weird to me that it would all of a sudden appear in this pregnancy. I noticed it like from the belly button to my pelvis. I don't really see it so much like on the upper part of my belly, but yeah, I totally don't remember that with either of the boys. And yet just a couple days ago, I was like just looking in the mirror and I was like, holy crap, I totally think I'm getting it. I definitely think baby has dropped, just like the doctor said that baby's like super engaged and like really, really low right now. I'm glad that she said that because I have felt like the baby has dropped the past few days. I just am very uncomfortable sitting in for any period of time and anywhere other than like the couch is just like super uncomfortable. So I'm glad that the doctor kind of confirmed my suspicions. I have noticed swelling finally this week, which is a little later I think than it was in my previous pregnancies. But yeah, like my ankles and my feet, I can definitely tell that they're starting to get a little bit swollen and not exactly comfortable. So I'm glad it's held out this long at least. But yeah, it's just not exactly fun. It's one of those stupid pregnancy symptoms you get right at the end and it makes you just miserable. I did notice one day this week I had some tingly boob situation. I don't know what it was, but for like a whole day, like every once in a while, off and on, my boobs just felt not full or anything, but just like tingly, just like something's going on here. And lastly, holy crap, the chin acne is back. I am so tired of it. It feels like it's been a couple of weeks since it's been away for a while there, but it's back again this week and it makes me crazy. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm at least it's sticking to just the chin this time around and I don't have it like, you know, around the nose and like everywhere else, but like I'm so tired of the pregnancy acne, guys. I really can't wait to not be pregnant so that my face is not covered in zits all the time. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I can't believe this is 36 weeks. We probably only have a couple more of these updates coming in the future. Both of the boys were born at 37. Cal was born right at 37 and Aaron was born at 37 and 4 days, I think. And my next doctor appointment is next Friday, which will be 37 and 3 days or something. And I just have a suspicion that that might be my last doctor's appointment, but you never know, never know. So we'll at least have a 37-week update, hopefully, and maybe even a 38-week update. That'll be exciting to get to the 38-week point because I've never done that before. Even though I am feeling super duper miserable and so ready to meet this baby. Of course, the longer baby's in there, the better baby will be, right? So if baby sticks in there a little bit longer than the boys did, hopefully we won't have the jaundice issues that we had with the boys, which were so annoying. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know how your pregnancies are going in the comments below. What kind of videos do you want to see next here on my channel? I'm probably not going to be filming anything other than pregnancy updates for quite a while. I have lots of videos backlogged. You're going to see videos every single week, lots and lots of them, but I'm probably not going to be like filming another video personally until baby is here, other than these weekly updates. I hope that makes sense. I think it makes sense. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can totally do that at LenaMarie91. Have pictures of the boys and all that fun stuff. And if baby arrives, you'll be able to see baby first on Instagram. So anyway, let's get going. I hope you guys enjoyed and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.